Oh, hello darlings. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. We're going to talk about your life and you and your relationships and how you can be happier, and I'll offer no helpful advice because that's what I do. If you're returning, welcome back. Good to see you, and I hope you're excited for today's video because I want to talk about your relationship with you.
Hi, welcome to Simply Intentional. My name is Katie. I'm on a journey to live my most fulfilling life and hopefully inspire others to do the same. Come along as I figure out my 30s one day at a time, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my adventures.
It is a glorious day today, and I have been having a really good week, and I've been thinking a lot about relationships. It's really interesting to me that, I've been single for a long time now, almost a year, and people keep being like, oh, I know so and so I can set you up with, and oh, I'm sure you could find a boyfriend. I'm like, maybe I could, right? That's not the point. I don't want one right now. I'm not in that space. I still have a lot of stuff I need to work on before I'm in a relationship space again for the kind of relationship that I'm looking for. And it's made me think a lot about relationships and what are the important ones in your life. And that's what I want to talk about today because I think so much of our focus is on romantic relationships, right? That is the be all end all. And we can have deep and rich relationships with our friends. I think one of the most important relationships in my life is with my best friend. She is my biggest supporter and my biggest fan, and she treats me well and spoils me and all of those things. And I'm not looking for anything less in a partner, So that's something that I've been pondering a lot lately. And the thing that I think is really important, and is the conclusion that I've been coming to, is that the most important relationship in your life is actually with yourself. I think the thing that so many of us are missing when we're going into romantic relationships is having a good relationship with ourselves, understanding who you are, what you really want, living within your values and living intentionally. But I think if you don't have that and you're going into a romantic relationship looking for a partner that's going to do that for you, that's going to complete you, that's going to make you happy, then I don't think you're setting yourself up for success, and I don't think you're treating the other person fairly, because unless you are happy with who you are, unless you understand what you want from your life, and you go into it with the attitude of a partner adding to that and working with you towards something, then it's not going to work out. And so you need to realize that the relationship you have with yourself is the most important one. And there's a couple of things there. You need to treat yourself well, you need to respect yourself, and you need to learn to love yourself. And that's what I want to chat with you today about. Treating yourself well isn't just, bubble baths and self-care and all those things. It's respecting yourself enough to take care of yourself physically, emotionally, mentally. You are worth taking care of. You are worth putting in the work for yourself, to eat good food, to move your bodies in ways that's meaningful, to take care of yourself. And that isn't always going to be fun. Sometimes taking care of yourself is making a spreadsheet of all your debt, and it's going to the dentist, and it's going for your physical every year with your doctor. Nobody likes that, but you need to do it because then you're taking care of yourself. And building off ideas that I've talked about earlier, learning to trust yourself. If you know that you're going to take care of your body's needs and your brain's needs, then you can build the trust to understand you're going to be able to take care of your emotional needs. And when you can reconcile the way you take care of yourself as being a good thing, then you can look for someone that is going to also take care of you in a meaningful way, because you will recognize that someone who takes care of themselves is going to be the kind of person you can count on, because if you take care of yourself, you know your own value. And another part of this too is respecting yourself. And that can look like a lot of different things for a lot of different people, but it's going to be having healthy boundaries with other people, with work, with yourself. Don't allow time and people and places to encroach on your own values. I don't go and do activities that I fundamentally know I'm not going to enjoy, unless it's something I have to. I have to do my taxes. I don't enjoy it, but I have to. But I'm not going to go out and agree to go to a nightclub with my friends because I don't like nightclubs. And I'm going to go, I'm going to be resentful, and then I'm going to get home, I'm going to regret it. I'm going to be like, oh, why did I go? Why did I spend all that money? That wasn't fun. So I have boundaries. I respect myself to know what I will and will not enjoy. For me, I need a lot of downtime. I need alone time. I'm an introvert. I like to recharge. I respect myself enough to recognize when I'm in that mood, because I can push myself and I can go and do more things and socialize more than I want to, but I'm just going to end up being in a shitty mood, and I'm not going to want to spend time with those people again. They're not going to want to spend time with me because I was crabby while I was out with them, right? Like, that's not fair to them or to you. Respect yourself enough to protect your mental health. Don't check your emails on Sunday night. You don't need to, unless that's part of your job for some unhinged reason. Respect yourself enough to know that you don't want to put yourself in situations where you're going to be uncomfortable, where you're going to react poorly to things. If you are in a situation where your boundaries are being encroached on, you don't have to react in the moment. You have the option to walk away. Respect yourself enough to walk away from situations that don't serve you. I had a job a few years ago. I hated it. It was grating on my mental health. It was doing all of these things that, like, I didn't want to be doing anymore. I didn't like the job, and I actually just came to the realization that I didn't have to work there anymore. And I took some time off. I quit my job. I knew I was moving. I've talked about this on this channel before. I knew I was moving. I knew that I was going to have to look for a new job at the end of that summer anyways. And I took like a mid-30s gap semester, and I took the summer off, and I did the things I wanted to do. I was incredibly lucky to be in that situation, and it has impacted me financially later on, right? I don't have the opportunity to do that again because I did it then. So, but I understood I didn't have to be in that situation anymore. I looked at what I could do to change it. I respected myself to get out of a position that I did not like and working a job that did not align with my values. I now have a job that I do enjoy, that does align with my values, and I am a much happier person for it. And that was because I respected myself enough and I understood myself well enough to leave a situation that wasn't serving me. And so when you do that for yourself, you build that relationship with yourself. You learn more about yourself when you're able to examine uncomfortable situations and move beyond them. And that leads me to the last part of this, which is learning to love yourself. And I don't mean, standing in the mirror and doing affirmations, unless that's what you want to do, unless you think that's going to help you. I mean just like loving yourself, just waking up in the morning and feeling good about who you are and what you're doing. If you treat yourself well, if you respect yourself, if you understand who you are as a person, then you can start to love that person, and the things you allow into your life will be things that you love. And I'm a very firm believer of you create your world. Not so much like physically, but mentally, right? If you go out and say, everything is bad and all these bad things happen to me, you're only going to see bad things. I go out into the world thinking, like, things are pretty good. I am very lucky. And so I recognize those things around me. I made a video about this. I'll link it down below, Lucky Girl Syndrome. And it isn't that, like, you're aligning yourself to the universe or anything like that, which I do believe you can do, but that's an aside. But if you go out there loving who you are, knowing that you're the kind of person you can count on, knowing that you respect and trust yourself, then you can create a life that you love, and you can learn to love yourself. And when you build a loving relationship with yourself, then you create an opportunity for you to attract more of those in your life. And you have to live with yourself. You live in this brain, you live in this body. It is the one time that you have that here. And so you need to recognize what that opportunity is. It is very important that you have a good relationship with yourself, because if you want to have a partner in your life, if you want to have that, then you need to have that good relationship with yourself, because without that, you're being very unfair to you. You're going to set expectations for someone else that they're going to make you happy when that ultimately just is not going to be the case. And so I don't know if I have any deep or profound advice to give you here, other than get to know yourself, get to understand who you are, recognize the importance of the relationship you have with the person you are now and the person that you think you're going to become or that you want to become, because we're always growing and who we are will change, what we want changes, and that's okay. And when you can trust yourself and you have a good relationship with yourself and you fundamentally understand your own value, then you will have that. You will have the presence of mind and the calmness of spirit to live your best life. And that's really all I want for you to take away from this, or what I want anyone to take away from any of my videos, is that you are steering your own ship. So decorate it how you want, dress how you want, live your life intentionally, and do fantastic things, because I know you can. All right, lovelies, that's what I have for you this week. I will link my Instagram down below. Check me out there. I would love to discuss more with you, any of these ideas. Sorry if I don't have any profound relationship advice, but it's just, I'm not your girl for that, because I am like violently single right now and loving it. Check out my blog. I will also link that down below. If you like this video, please like it. If you want to subscribe and see more white girl rambling with a nose ring on the internet, then subscribe to my channel. I put out videos every week. As always, I appreciate you so much for being here, and I will catch you in the next one.